Today, we're plunging into something that can just flip your whole day upside down in an instant.
Yeah, car accident.
Exactly. That horrible jolt, the noise, and then that feeling of total disorientation.
It's pure stress.
Right. So our mission today is to cut through that chaos. We're not just telling you what to do. We want to give you the actual words to use.
A verbal toolkit,
Yeah.
essentially.
It's a specialized guide on English phrases just for traffic accidents. And honestly, knowing these lines, it's not just helpful.
It feels like a secret weapon.
It really does.
Yeah.
It stops your brain from just scrambling, lets you recall facts, not just raw emotion, right when it counts.
And that's fascinating, isn't it? The psychological power these phrases have.
How so?
Well, in those really high-stress moments, clear communication isn't just about, swapping info.
Yes.
It's about taking control. Control of the situation, yes, but also control of yourself, your own composure.
Oh,
So this deep dive, we're really focusing on two key scenarios. First, that immediate, often pretty tense chat with the other driver.
yeah, the awkward part.
And then the second bit, just as important, is how to talk precisely to the police.
Okay.
Because just a few well-chosen words, said calmly, they can totally change the outcome, help stop things escalating, make sure the record's straight.
And save you a lot of grief later on, I bet.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's dive into that first phase. The dust has settled, maybe, but you're probably still shaky.
Adrenaline's pumping.
For sure. And that's when you face the other driver. Emotions are running high. Assert yourself. But how do you actually start that conversation? It feels so charged.
Well, that's where strategic communication comes in. You've basically got two goals here.
Okay.
One, state clearly how you saw things happen, but without starting a huge argument.
Right, no shouting matches.
And two, you need to kind of establish a path forward. How are we going to resolve this? So this first bit, it's all about asserting your view, but also encouraging the other person to be reasonable. It's like putting down your verbal anchor.
Putting down your verbal anchor. I like that. Okay, so expressing your stance. You said simple, direct statements are powerful.
Exactly. They're not meant to start a fight.
Just lay out your understanding.
Precisely. Trying to be too wordy just adds to the confusion, I think.
Yeah, makes sense.
So take a phrase like, I had the right of way.
Uh-huh.
That's not an accusation. It's just a factual statement about your legal position. Critical to get out early.
Okay.
Or, if it's really obvious, you didn't stop at the stop sign.
Right. Pinpoints a clear violation.
Yep, focuses on something observable. Or maybe you were driving too fast. Again, addresses the behavior without name-calling.
Okay.
If someone cut you off, you changed lanes without indicating. That points to a specific rule they broke.
Uh-huh.
And like in a roundabout, I was already in the roundabout, emphasizes you were established there first.
Right. These are all really factual.
Exactly. They're much better than just vague accusations because they stick to things people saw or traffic rules. It forces the conversation back to facts, not feelings.
That clarity really cuts through the emotional noise, doesn't it?
It does.
But, okay, you've stated your side calmly. What if the other person is getting heated? Or you just need to move things along, get details exchanged? How do you pivot?
Right, that's the next step. Shifting to requesting reasonable action, trying to de-escalate.
Okay.
A phrase like, please stay calm, let's just exchange information. That immediately refocuses things onto practical steps, sets a professional tone.
Good one.
If you really don't agree with what they're saying, you can state firmly, I don't agree with your version of events.
Firm, but not aggressive.
Exactly. And here's the potential game changer if you have one.
Let me guess. The dash cam.
You got it. I have dash cam footage that shows what happened.
Huh. Yeah, that tends to quiet things down. The ultimate mic drop.
Pretty much. It introduces irrefutable evidence.
But let's be real. A lot of people don't have one. What's the equivalent game changer if you don't have that footage?
That's a really good question. If there's no dash cam, then your calm demeanor combined with those clear, factual statements we talked about, that becomes your strongest evidence in a way.
Okay, so your own composure is key.
Absolutely. And then you pivot to inviting in an impartial authority.
Bringing in the police.
Right. Saying something like, let's wait for the police to arrive and sort this out. Or maybe I've already called the police.
That signals it's moving beyond just you two arguing.
Exactly. It's very powerful. And if someone's really refusing to cooperate, you might need to be more direct.
Okay.
Something like, if you refuse to give your details, I will report you for failing to stop.
Whoa, okay. That sounds quite strong.
It is, but it's not meant as a threat. It's simply stating the legal consequence, reminding them of their obligation.
Got it. The key through all this, though, is staying calm yourself.
Crucial. Focus on the information exchange, not winning an argument, especially if you don't have instant proof like video.
Right. Taking the emotion out, bringing in the legal clarity. Okay, so let's move on. Stage 2, the police arrive. Or maybe you're reporting it later.
Yes.
Essential phrases for talking clearly with officers. And this is where precise language feels even more important for the official record.
It really is. With the police, your goal is clear, concise, factual communication, plus asserting your rights and your claims. This makes sure your perspective gets recorded accurately for reports, insurance, everything down the line.
Right. And officers must be busy. They need the key facts quickly.
Exactly. They don't have time for rambling stories.
So how do you fight that urge to over-explain, especially if you feel defensive? How do you give that clear, succinct account?
It's tough, but you resist it. Focus on what happened from your point of view, using strong, direct verbs.
Okay, like what?
Well, maybe the other car came out of nowhere and hit me. That conveys it was sudden, unexpected.
Implies you couldn't avoid it.
Right. Or, to establish right of way, I was going straight and they turned in front of me.
Clear action from the other driver.
Yep. If you were following the rules, a simple, I was driving within the speed limit.
Establishes your compliance.
Or the classic rear end, I stopped at the red light and they rear-ended me. Leaves little doubt about fault there.
Right.
And here's a smart one, addressing attention preemptively. I wasn't distracted. I had both hands on the wheel.
Oh, that's good. Anticipating their questions.
Exactly. Keep it focused on your actions, the other car's actions. Factual, no unnecessary emotion or detail.
Okay, so you give your factual account. But sometimes police might ask more questions, or you might need to reinforce your point. What phrases work there?
You can make a clear statement like, Officer, I believe the other driver was at fault.
Direct assertion.
Yes, but be ready to back it up with those facts. If you have evidence, offer it proactively. I have photos and dash cam footage if needed.
Shows you're prepared.
Right. If you feel rushed or cut off, you can politely ask, can I give you my version of events?
Ensures you're fully heard.
And to make sure it's officially documented, I'd like to make an official statement.
That makes it formal.
It does. And finally, if the other driver was uncooperative earlier, tell the officer, could you please record that the other driver refused to provide their details?
Documenting their non-compliance.
Yeah.
That's important for later.
Crucial for any follow-up.
Okay, so the police have the details, the scenes may be clearing up. But then what? What happens next? Knowing what questions to ask seems vital then.
It really is. It can save you a lot of worry and hassle, especially with insurance stuff looming.
So what should you be asking?
Well, first and foremost, will there be a police report for this incident?
Essential for insurance, right?
Absolutely essential. Then, naturally, how can I get a copy of the report? You need to know the process for accessing it.
Okay.
Also clarify your media obligations. Do I need to go to the station? And just generally, what's the next step from here? That helps you understand the whole process moving forward, what to expect.
Right. These questions give you back some control over the administrative side, which can feel just as chaotic.
Exactly. It empowers you to navigate the aftermath, which often feels overwhelming in its own way.
Wow, this has been incredibly practical, seriously useful stuff. From those first really tense moments with the other driver,
Yeah.
all the way through to making sure the police hear your side and you know what's coming next. It's so clear how having this specific verbal toolkit makes a huge difference.
It really does.
You're not just, learning English phrases. You're learning how to stand up for yourself and handle a really stressful situation with clarity, with control.
And that's the heart of it, isn't it? Knowledge isn't just abstract power, it's practical power, especially when clear communication is needed in a sudden, high-stakes event like this. These phrases, they're more than just words, they're tools. Tools for keeping calm, for de-escalating, for getting the facts straight under pressure.
They anchor you, like you said.
Exactly, when everything else feels like it's spinning.
So for everyone listening, what does this mean for you? Next time you hit the unexpected, and it doesn't have to be a car crash, maybe any stressful interaction,
Right.
think about how being ready with the right language can turn that chaos into something manageable. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other stressful parts of life could be made clearer, maybe even calmer, just by finding the right words? We hope you enjoyed today's episode. See you next time.